It never gets old.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Right Amount of Unhinged podcast, a podcast where a couple of best friends talk about whatever we want. I'm flustered right now because I fucked something up before this recording. So if I seem like I'm fidgeting, that's why.
She does not like making mistakes, so it will make her very fidgety.
Yeah. And my work day today has just been hectic, so I'm just like not. I also have my period, so like everything right now.
It's a lot of things. I'm getting mine this week, twinning.
Oh, I can't twin with anyone. I have PCOS. Like it's happenstance.
It's a happenstance.
I can't control this. It's whenever it comes and goes.
I also can't control it.
Well, you have at least like somewhat.
If you can control yours, please reach out and let us know, because I would love to know more about that.
I meant like at least you have a cycle. I don't.
Yeah, poor Fitbit tries to figure it out all the time. And it's like prediction. And then I'm always like, you're wrong. And it was like, okay. It's never right. The poor dear. It tries every month. It tries so hard.
My health app is like, you have an irregular cycle. I'm like, yeah, because it literally says 90 days ago I had my period. So I can assume that is irregular.
Your health app is like, don't fucking ask me shit.
Yeah, exactly. So again, if I seem fidgety, I'm just getting over things right now. We have a couple of things to talk about. We're just ranting today, I think. I don't know if you want to go first on your topic, if you want me to go first, or like how you want to.
I thought we were holding mine.
Oh, we were holding yours. Okay, we're holding off on yours. So I think we're just then.
Mine makes me too feral. I'll be too excited and have too many talking points and have too many things to share. We'll never talk about anything else.
Great. Okay, so this is like a continuation of last time, I guess. Just unintentionally. Because on the good old internet, some girl they're Filipino American, first of all. Not to say I'm not one. I am one. I'm just saying that her opinions right now are questionable for me. She was talking about she made a TikTok video complaining about capitalism. Did you watch it?
Oh, I did. I watched a lot of the videos and I've got opinions.
Oh. Okay, so she was talking about capitalism and how, like, there's more to life than a job, which I completely agree. Yeah, there's more to life than a 9 to 5.
Correct.
And like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the meaning of it. She like used the word Loob, which call back to last episode.
We just talked about this, girl. Yeah, you're wrong.
Means like, just your inside, your one's inner self. Correct. Yeah, that's fine. But she formulated it in a way that Loob meant your reason for being.
Like, yeah.
Which she also described it like ikigai, which is like a Japanese concept about like your reason for existence, something more. There's something more to it, like your reason for happiness, existence, whatever. And she got attacked online by the Filipinos. It originated from TikTok, but it spanned to Twitter, which is where I found it. I'm on TikTok, so you would think that I would see it on TikTok, but no, it spanned all the way.
No, hit you on Twitter.
My other app that I frequent, which was Twitter. So I don't know if you have any thoughts before I go on, I guess, or if you want me to just keep going until.
I don't know. I got a very I've been getting very martyr vibes from her about the whole like she has now acting like there's like a line in the sand and that like she's not Filipino enough and like all the gatekeeping and being Filipino, and like I was like, no, you just simply explained a term wrong.
Yes, so she did make she made a follow-up video 2 days after this. Did you watch that one? That one, yeah, where she was she basically I will say there is a discourse between Filipinos and Filipino Americans. I 100% agree with her in that sense, because I do get being over there in the Philippines physically and also being over here in America, but also seeing what Filipinos say about Filipino Americans. Like, yes, general consensus, we fucking hate each other. Or they hate us and we just in turn are just defending ourselves, but then in turn obviously hate them. And it's the ones that are online. I'm not saying like all the Filipinos. It's the ones that have like this fucking passion to be like Filipino Americans are nothing. They don't know what the fuck you're talking about being Filipino. It's you know, you don't even speak Tagalog, like all this stuff. I'm like, no, 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 no,
No, no, no,
no,
no.
no, no. But basically her like rebuttal to the backlash she got for the first video was saying how like she used the wrong word, like she should have used this word, which I'll get into, whatever, and how like, you know, this is why we can't get all along because Filipinos are always like, oh, like you don't know shit, as opposed to correcting her and all this stuff. And again, right, like I get it. Like, yes, that would suck if I was in that position, but also, girl, you just reused the wrong word. like you use the wrong word, be like, my bad, I should use this word, thank you. And if you know, and just like, but let's not badmouth the Filipinos because then it just keeps, it's a cycle.
Like that was my takeaway from it. Is like instead of just being like, you know, I got a lot of hate and I was definitely wrong, you know, I looked into more and I understood what everybody was talking about. Like there was no like humility. It was just like, but like fuck Filipinos for like getting fucking mad and like being pissy about it. It's like meh.
And then she attacked one of the, there is a word called hiya, which she stated in the second video. Hiya means shame, in which she explained did mean shame in her video, in that second video, right? But hiya is so much more than shame. It's not, I'm not shaming you, it could mean that, but if you're talking about psychological hiya and like Filipino like psychology, it's in the context of being like not conforming. I'm not saying being complacent and like not do, like not be yourself, but more like, hey, let's like conform and like just be like, just like as a collective, like we're be Filipino in whatever that standard is, right? Like let's not
Okay.
embarrass ourselves. Like it goes beyond like a person.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
like a, I just relate this to like because I watched a lot of Filipino dramas growing up because that's all my parents watched growing up. Because that's how just they just stayed intact with their culture being here in
Yeah.
America. There's always like like a protagonist and like, you know, whoever they're, you know, not villain, whatever the fuck
The
the word.
antagonist, whatever.
Yeah, something, there's always like, you know, there's always a fight. They're like walang hiya, which is like, no, you have, why don't you have any shame, like what, but it's like more intense than that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why aren't you thinking about not just you doing whatever you're doing right now, but like your
Okay.
family or
Yeah.
like your
Yeah.
collective. Like hiya is more than shame. It's truly just like there's a time and a place. You know? So like again, she's there. It's just someone needs to
But
push
like
to the
just
next.
missing the mark again.
Right, flashing back to like the last episode, it's like I am glad that you're finding your roots. I am glad that you want to like, yes, like let's be Filipino and let's see what our culture is and let me figure that out in my sense. But to, it's like if I spoke about science. I'm not a scientist. You know what I'm saying? Like I can read about it and educate myself about it,
Yeah.
but it would take me years to figure out what that is, like with like, and like actually speak about it without actually knowing. Like no, not
Yeah.
knowing, but
Not just
like
like
researching.
parroting what you're, you know, what you've already read and like, but not having the understanding behind it, which is what clearly happened here.
Right. So like it's, I again, I know I've been there. But now I'm comfortable in talking about it because it's taking me years to reclaim all that
Yeah,
stuff
you've
and to
been
like,
there. You just weren't on the internet being there.
right, and like I
Poor dear.
there are parts of it where I feel bad for her, right?
Yeah.
This poor girl that we're just randomly talking about and I'm ranting about. But other parts I'm like, oh, like this is why Filipinos hate us. And then I feel the hiya, the shame that
Yeah.
as a Filipino American be like, no, we're not all like that. But if more people, because more outspoken ones are like the ones that are like, oh, I'm learning about something.
Yeah.
Like with anything, right? Like, oh, like I have like 5% of the knowledge, so let me go give you the 5% of knowledge that I
Let
have.
me go talk about it. Yeah.
But then it's like, shit, like now I feel like an idiot. I'm like, but I don't claim anyone else.
I don't claim
I
anyone.
just claim myself as a Filipino
I saw a
American.
lot of comments that were like, we don't claim her. Like Filipinos don't claim her.
Yeah, and like that.
And I saw somebody put like fil-am with like a bunch of question marks and they were like disgusting, embarrassing. Not couldn't be me. And I was fucking dying.
I mean, the discourse between literally like Filipinos and Filipino Americans, like it's brutal out there.
Yeah.
When they find out you're Filipino American, they're like, oh, like you're privileged, you're you know, like you have so much money, you come from great place and opportunities. Like I'm just like, I didn't choose this life. I just got handed this, thankfully.
Literally. Sorry. I was
But
born here. My bad.
you know, it's just like, you know, it's over there, it's third world country. You
Yeah.
know? I think with any like immigrant
And I feel
diaspora
like there's
thing.
always a superiority in that suffering.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, like they view themselves like they are more because they go through they go through a suffering for what it means to be Filipino, whereas they, you know, picture you as like you could live in the old apartment that I fucking lived in and it'd be like, what a beautiful incredible palace, like just to like try to like shame you, make you like feel bad and less than, I feel like.
Yeah. 100%. Um and like look, like just taking like my whole experience right now, right? Like I moved out. I'm not married. Like I moved out by myself. Not unheard of in the Philippines, but unusual because I'm not married. So why are you like, and again, I'm not generalizing. It's just like the way that I view as Filipino, like from my familial existences, no one moves out unless you're like you have to go to Manila, the capital city for work because like you're not staying in the province. You like if you want to go over there, then and go, work and go to school, great. Or you stay home until you're like married. And sometimes
Yeah.
people still stay home when they're married because like it's the family house, whatever. But like here, right?
Yeah.
Like again, flip side, I'm American. I have the means to get this condo. Great, thank you. But then there's that perception back home where it's like, oh, she's well off.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah.
must be doing great. I'm like, I'm squarely middle class. I'm like fighting for my life half the time, like
I
financially.
skate by at best, thank you, first of all.
Right. So like there's always that it's that stereotype of like being American, like the
Yeah.
opportunities, the whatever, blah blah blah. But again, like this like the Filipino Americans that are trying to understand their roots and cultures because they didn't get those opportunities as kids, unlike me, where like my family is just purely just like you're Filipino.
Yeah.
It's the excitement of trying to understand and then the shame that if they like get notched down like 3 steps because the Filipinos are like, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You don't know
No.
shit. And that's why progress isn't there half the time. Cause even like I'm afraid to speak Tagalog in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They can clock me. All like they can clock me within miles. Like that I'm American. Like I may look Filipino, like whatever, but the way that I carry myself, the way that I sometimes speak like little words here and there, they're like, where are you from? I'm like, fuck
Ooh,
y'all.
fuck you.
Because it's weird because they make fun of you over there
Yeah.
for speaking or for attempting to speak Tagalog, even though like my accent isn't the worst, right? Like when I speak Tagalog, like here and there, like some words here and there, like I might slip up, but for the most part, like I can probably get by with the accent. Like
Mhm.
I have a pretty good one. Like, I mean, again, not compare myself to that girl on TikTok, but like I was like, I can clock you. Like you lived in America. Like the way that you're saying Loob and like, all this stuff, I'm like, oh, oh, okay. But again, I am also doing it where I'm like, I am making fun of you because you don't know the ins and outs of speaking Tagalog, but they're the ones in like everyone in the Philippines, much worse if they clock you as Filipino and you don't have the right inflection in your voice and all that stuff. But if an American, a white person, starts speaking Tagalog, they're like, I couldn't give a fuck if your accent is bad. You're speaking Tagalog. This is great. Right? Like, so like there's like some like I don't know, double standard of some sort where it's like
Yeah.
if you're Filipino, you need to know this 100% or don't even bother trying because we're gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
Or if you're not Filipino and you're trying, you're like, and like your accent is okay and passable, but you're forming sentences. This is the best thing I've ever heard all year. So it's like, so it's hard out there for fil-ams for sure, or just Filipinos that are in the diaspora, like going back to the Philippines and like attempting to speak Tagalog.
Yeah.
Don't even. That's why I don't even bother.
No, it's not worth it. No.
It's not worth the embarrassment of being
Yeah.
like, oh, you're trying. I'm like, fuck off.
Bitch.
But that, yeah. So even my family, when they're like, why don't you speak Tagalog? I'm like, because you fucking made fun of me. And that's why,
Because you're gonna pick on me. No, I'm not fucking gonna do it.
and then I make fun of them for speaking English. I'm like, how does it make you fucking feel?
Whoop,
So it's like a back and forth. So, and we can't win. No one can ever win. That's why there's a
oh,
that's why there's a distinction of in any culture, right? There's a distinction of like I'm from the Philippines or I'm from X, and I'm just like Filipino American.
yeah.
So
I was watching one of her videos where she like talks about like her job or whatever. And I was like, is she trying to be the Asian teal swan? Like
a teal swan. Is that what
it
she's
just
doing?
pans to her in a room. Because she helps. Yeah, what the fuck was it?
She helps. Okay. I don't know.
Somatic activated healers, specifically for Asian women. And then it pans to her in a room of women just like screaming.
No way. That's a thing.
Damn it, I lost audio again.
Oh.
Nope, got it back. There we go.
Oh. But I basically was like, that's what she. What does that mean? Wait, what do you?
No.
Are you just serious? What is this? Midsummer? What are you talking about?
I'll send you the link.
Great.
So
This
you have
poor,
it.
this poor girl. Look.
I know, I feel bad roasting her.
But man, like, you came onto my
I'm
Twitter.
white as fuck. I ain't got no business being here, but like I'm gonna still talk shit, babe. Sorry.
Oh my god. Hold on.
No, I can make fun of anything about her being Filipino because it's not my place, but I will make fun of her for her job. I can do that. So I will make fun
You'll
of
do that, yeah. Yeah, no one on the internet is safe with us.
Mm-mm.
Somatic activated healer. That just seems like cultish.
It's fake. I'm sorry. That's not real.
Release baggage in the body that's no longer serving us anymore. So it's this therapy? Movement therapy?
Kinetic language. Yeah, that's why I'm saying fucking Teal Swan, bro. She literally had these people come talk about their trauma and then scream in a pool and was like, give me money. Thank you. You're welcome for everything I offered you. And like, that's what this girl does. Like, no one of you on fucking TikTok doing this. You are grossly overpaid for doing something fake.
Something fake. I have no thoughts about whatever I just saw on that video. Because okay, therapy is great. We're not knocking that. We're not knocking that. Therapy's great. Yoga's great. Moving your body is great.
Like, if you're paying someone to stand in a warehouse floor with you and tell you to hug your arms to yourself and rock your body while you scream to release your trauma, like you should not be giving them any of your money.
Just watch Midsummer because that's what they literally do, and just like, scream with them. Although
that tells me that if you are going to that, you also have too much money for doing something that's not real.
Sorry, her video just started again, and I couldn't hear whatever you just said. And also, I'm sorry for whoever the fuck is watching this because I'm not mentally here.
We are both having a straight up hard time today.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said, although if you are paying someone to go to this kind of stuff, you probably also have too much money from doing something.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's
no one in that room has like a real job. Like, yeah, I believe that all of them work 100%, but your job is some like made up, like if it takes 9 words to tell me your job title, it's fake. Sorry. As someone with a fake job, I get it. But like, your job's fake. It's fine. You're overpaid to do like not necessarily a real job. You convince someone that's a real job and that's great. And you're making money off that. And that's awesome. But like, don't try to lecture me that like you have a real job because like, that's not real. It's not real. you made it up and that's great, but like you don't get to have any like superiority here at me about your job.
Which then, going back to the initial video that we were ranting about, if this is your job, what does capitalism have to do with you? You
Well,
have
because
you
did you
have
see
the
her
job.
other videos?
Girl, no, because it was
This is
cringy enough.
I went through them. So
Good,
this is
I'm
a sticking
glad.
point with her where she had like a video where she like told her, you know, like traditional like Asian parents that she's not gonna suffer the 9 to 5 grind like they do, and she wants more for herself than to succumb to capitalism like that. And it's like, hey, ma'am, did they succumb to capitalism to have your ass here?
I was gonna say, I did watch another one of her videos explaining or talking about how it was like stop blaming parents for not teaching Tagalog or something. I don't know if you
Yes,
saw that one.
yes.
And like her mom was like a maid, I think, and her dad was a construction worker or something, you know, like hardworking people. Like with
Yeah, like
hard
labor
jobs. Like
jobs.
yeah. And like how like they were always working and like didn't spend enough time with her basically. It's probably the end of whatever. And basically how like them moving to a new country and like her parents not knowing English or whatever, like don't blame them for not teaching her Tagalog, which I don't understand the correlation. Right? Like I don't understand the correlation because so to say I say all this, right? Because like I think then whatever her job is right now is just like her fucking healing her fucking inner child bullshit. That she's like, because like, okay, I didn't spend enough time with my parents. Let me like not work and then, you know, try and spend time with whoever I can, like type thing, whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't think you can blame your parents or like for the capitalistic mindset that you are saying because like they were working to survive and not working because like they wanted to.
Yeah, like they weren't working to succumb to capitalism. They were working to literally give you life.
And I also don't understand how she can correlate her parents being busy and them not teaching her Tagalog when my parents were also busy. When I grew up, or you know, whatever, my parents worked on opposite schedules and they still do, technically. My mom worked overnight, which she still does, and my father worked in the morning. So I got one parent at a time.
Yeah.
That didn't stop them from instilling in me what Tagalog was and how to speak it.
Yeah.
It was I do blame parents when they don't give their children the culture
Sure.
because they're the ones that are handing it down. So why wouldn't you blame the parents? And
Mhm.
why is she I get that it's very pointed in saying like you are coming after my parents, but also you
Yeah.
have to understand that the third party that's viewing you not knowing your culture is because of your parents. Like there's
Yeah.
no
Like,
like hello, like you lost all that time because they didn't want to, and I'm not saying maybe they didn't didn't want to. Like maybe they wanted to, but they just didn't have the time,
yeah.
which sucks. But then that is still your parents. It's not like, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the only video I remember watching was that her stop blaming my parents for not giving me my culture. I'm like, well, it is if not all part of their fault.
Yeah. Like,
So, and that's also like, well, maybe not have a kid. I don't know. Or like,
it's how you and I live.
yeah, well, you know,
I don't think that's not the necessarily the common.
common thread, yeah, no, or a common
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, especially in the Asian realm.
No.
Um,
Most definitely not.
yeah, but no, I can't believe that's what she works as.
Dude, I died. I
That's
died.
funny. That's
I was like, yeah, this makes sense. I get it. Now I get it. Makes more sense to me.
and again, this poor girl is is being like just like berated by the two
This is
of
why I
us.
don't post anything on the internet. So like, this is what happens.
And I just wanted she was unfortunately an example that just happened to fall into my lap. It was an easy episode for us anyway because like a couple weeks ago we were talking about
I was gonna say we just talked about it, so it's still fresh in my head.
yeah, and like Loob again means truly is just inside.
Yeah.
It's truly like, and again, there are better words, right? Like there are a couple that she did state, which is correct. So like kalooban, the root word is still loob, which is inside.
Yeah.
Kalooban is like that's truly within oneself. Like I can't even like decipher like the specific like,
Yeah.
whatever, but like truly that is within oneself. So why that word isn't the one that is stuck with utang, because it's utang na loob.
Yeah.
But it's same thing with English, right? It's just context clues.
Yep.
Like a word can gain deeper meaning attached to something else. So just,
Yeah.
So kalooban is probably better, but then there was another word that she said. I think it was diwa, um,
Yes.
which is I believe spirit or like your psyche.
Okay.
And I say that because diwata is another word in Filipino. Um, and that one it's based in mythology. Um, and it's for I think forest spirits, but just spirits in general. So that's why
Okay.
diwa comes from diwata, I think, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, well, that probably would have been better if she started out with one of the other two. I think this would have
She would have
never
gotten
happened.
less fucking mauled alive, but
But I also was not in line with her hiya shame
yeah.
context because
Yeah.
there's so much more depth in that word
Yeah.
that she's missing. Um, and again, I'm not saying like the fucking I'm not like fluent in Tagalog. I just know this just because I am fortunately in tune with the culture for the most part. So I'm just like, hiya is so much more. Like there's a deeper like shame in itself feels deep, like it emotionally like destroying sometimes. But
Yeah.
there is in my inner self, in my loob, if you will, um, it's deeper than shame. There's like attachment with anything in Tagalog. I feel like there's an attachment to others. It's not just you as an
Okay.
individual. Like, and I'm just generalizing. So like, if a Filipino comes after me, if it's not, I personally don't care,
If a
and that's
Filipino
why
comes after you, that means they've watched this.
right, which is cool, which is great, I
Thanks for
guess.
being
But
around, I guess.
you can correct me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, like I'm not gonna throw another
We're
like
gonna make a follow-up video being like,
it's now you're like she picked different words to combat Filipinos
dude,
as if like that was
you're
the right thing to do.
gatekeeping. And
Oh God,
Filipinos have so many problems because we just bully each other and it's not welcoming.
whatever.
Well, maybe
Um,
it's just you.
yeah, maybe there's something in like
Maybe it's you, babe.
maybe, but again, like with any like big concept like this, with any psychological concept, like it's a community thing. It's not the American individualistic psychology. It's
Yeah.
truly just like anything that you deem as Filipino psychology, I feel like relates to the core idea of kapwa, which I said before, which is the collective.
Yeah.
And like your kapwa or the people that are not your kapwa, like, and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, so there's that. I really
Yeah.
just
I mean,
truly
everything is really more about, community based and like your family and like your, direct surroundings and not just like you said, the American individual. We have
right.
discussions all the time where you and I are like distinctly different thought processes because I'm like me and me alone. And you're like everyone in my vicinity. And I'm like, no.
Because there's another concept called pakikisama, which is basically togetherness, conformity.
Okay.
Um and that is the root also with kapwa. It's like the same thing. It's the same vein where it's like you can't like if you can't be that, like if you can't I don't know what the Tagalog word is to like besides pakikisama, but like if you don't have that, same thing. It's like why are you even here?
Yeah.
Type of situation where it's like why are you not together? Why are we not together in essence?
Yeah.
But then you see the Filipinos and Filipino Americans and I'm like why are we not the same?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the ego that gets in the way, but being Filipino and being Filipino American. It's like we should be together. This is our kapwa, but like it's not. Is how
Yeah.
people view it. Maybe because of the internet and how all that has whatever, but yeah. So I don't know. If you're Filipino, you can just comment, do something. We can keep this conversation going because like it's just like
Honestly,
because like again, why are we not doing this together? Why is there no like we're the same like being like we're Filipino? I don't know why. Then can you hear him? Did you hear him? Yeah. He's barking. There's a squirrel outside from sure.
there's a squirrel outside. Puharu.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That covers it.
Yep. Do you see him walking away over there? Like he's mad about it?
I love him.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts? Any other things down her videos that were interesting?
No, it was really the teal swan takeaway.
Teal swan.
It was really, I saw Miss Girl's Job and I was like, come on.
That can't
You
be
know
real.
it's not real. Come on. You know it's not real. Like you know.
But that's our answer to capitalism.
Yeah.
You know? And some people are just like that. Not taking hard labor jobs and doing such
And
stuff,
like
I
that's
guess.
fine. Mood, babe. But like chill out on,
Chill out.
you know.
I don't know, but they were on Twitter. I saw like this turned into Loob-Gate. I was like, Loob-Gate. We have a name for this thing.
Loob-Gate. I'm shitting.
Because there are a few tweets that I saw. I was like, oh, this is a thing that's happening in the diaspora, I guess. Like, so and there were quite a few retweets and likes on Twitter. So I apologize to that girl. That sucks. We're just now another
Sorry, babe.
cog in the machine, I guess, in your little thing. So
sorry, girl.
Okay.
Anything I tried to throw very specific shade because it's not my place. Yeah, as I said, but like
it's my place.
Or die, so I'm here to fucking be like, yeah, absolutely. Got
just match energy.
Unerring support and match energy always, no matter what. I'm like, yeah, fuck it up. You're right.
Yeah, whatever you say.
You're right. What a foolish translation on her part. Fucking idiot.
Look, and like anyone can Google a translation, right? Like anyone and any language, anyone can. I googled ikigai, like, and also I did talk about it on the other podcast like a month ago or two or so. Yeah. Like I know of it. But again, anyone can Google it, but it's like, and she did say she did do research, so I can't knock her for not doing research on it.
Sure, but like, what was the research?
Right, and not even that. Like, cool research papers, educated like scholars, but like, did you talk to someone?
So yeah, I would literally say like, was the research exclusively like computer based and reading learning, or did you actually talk to someone another Filipino American, another a Filipino, like, yeah, well, they're never around, so.
But I don't know.
She gets 1 minute a week with each of them. She didn't have time for this.
I don't know.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you're Filipino American, make sure you have a ride or die white girl. They are very beneficial for full unconditional support.
Yeah, truly. Clearly. Obviously.
They're just here to hear about it, want to learn about it. I'm like, fuck yeah, not my place, but fuck it up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say. Because it's again, it's really simple to Google terms and whatever. But the easiest, simplest way is if you are of that culture and you are close to someone of that culture, just go and ask. The amount of questions I've asked my parents, I'm like, what does this word mean? And they in simple terms will be like, this is what it means. Here's an example. And I'm like, oh, as opposed to me Googling and being like, oh, that means shame. I'm like, oh, that must be a bad thing. And they're like, no, it means XYZ after this. But like, yes, it does. That's what Google says.
Like, yes, at the foundation, it does mean that, but here's like the actual broad strokes of what it means in full richness.
Exactly. And this is truly, I think, why Filipinos hate Filipino Americans, because we do this bullshit like Googling and not asking the source, which is your family back home.
Yeah.
your fucking kapwa, if you will. Like it's truly just like we're technically together, but like we're not because you're just not going back to the source. So there's my rant. There's that.
So if you want this series to keep going, give us comments, give us feedback on this conversation. Otherwise, I get control next podcast, and probably nobody wants that. I'm going to make fun of a lot of people on TikTok. I'm obsessed.
Which is what we've already done today, but like the next time will be.
Oh, but no, I can go after them. I can go after those ones, and I'm very excited for that.
I already got me. Yeah, I got a taste of it today. I'm like, oh, this is. I had to like get out of my chair and like go get water or something.
So cringy. Do you think you have DID? Do you think you have alters? Do you have made up people living in your brain from TV shows, video games, and movie and YouTube stars that you enjoy? I will make fun of you next time.
Can I just say, sorry, I know this isn't our topic this week, and I will save the joke again for next time. But with the video that you sent me, and I was like, okay, I'm fucking Jared. I'm 19. I don't know how to fucking read. Is what I was like. Is that what you're doing?
My favorite is, hi, I'm Aries.
Oh my God.
I shit myself. I fucking died when I found out. I have watched that video so many times, like to tell other people about this like whole thing that's going on with people on the internet. And like that is always my like video. Ben shows up flipping the hair. I can't.
Yeah, I'm 24. I'm like that's not.
How can your alters have different ages? That doesn't make any sense to me. They can't. They have the same life experience.
Well, apparently not. To her, to them.
All of them.
To all.
Wild. They give ages. There's a bunch I've seen that have littles as their alters, and they can be as young as 5. But like they talk like it. Oh yeah. We will get into this.
Yeah, we need to stop.
I told you.
We need to stop.
Feral about this topic.
We need to stop.
I told you. You cannot control me on this topic. I love it.
Okay, well.
It's like FDS again.
Oh,
that's what you're getting into with this. I'm obsessed.
Okay, well, before we go on to another tangent, comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Email us at the right amount of unhinged at gmail.com. Follow our Instagrams. We have gameplays every other week and podcasts the other weeks. So if you're Filipino, reach out, and I want to know what the hell you think of all this, because that'd be.
She means it.
No, yeah, I'm not mean about it. Like I won't be.
I mean,
well, no. Here's the thing. Like if you're civil, I will have that conversation with you. That's fine. But if you attack, like,
don't get uppity. She doesn't do well with that.
No, because I might retaliate, and that's just not what I want to do. I didn't say it. She did. So just a civil conversation. That's all I truly want. But whatever. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
All right. Bye.